CNBC TV18 Weekender, only on CNBC TV18.
For a regular professional, working professional, someone at my stage as well, what are the kind of stresses that you see and what would your advice to all of them be?
I think in the world out there today, people have a wrong idea of success. People think success means achievement. And people think success means having all what the world is promoting to you. So the more you have, the more successful you are and the more happier you are. That's a completely wrong idea of success that people have. Now when you're wanting to achieve and you're wanting to get the best and you're wanting to get there all the time, obviously you have to work hard. Loads of people are putting in 14, 16, 18 hours of work, not prioritizing their health, not prioritizing their hobbies, not prioritizing their family, not prioritizing their spirituality, not prioritizing their unwinding themselves.
But how much do you prioritize? There's so many things seeking your attention.
Correct.
Is there a risk of people spreading themselves too thin, and how do you figure that out? How do you fix that?
I don't think so. It's a question of spreading yourself out. I think it's a question of finding the right balance. Irritability and lack of satisfaction is an outcome of a life out of balance. You know, a life out of balance. Now it's like when an artist is wanting to make a painting or a pencil sketch, and if he's sharpening the pencil, someone comes and says, hey man, you're wasting your time sharpening the pencil. But unless you sharpen the pencil, whatever you do is going to be extremely blunt. So if you even want to be effective at work and achieve, it's better that you be internally focused. If you're not focused and if you're not internally and mentally stable, your output at the workplace is low as well. I'm saying that if you prioritize those things that mean to you, you work on yourself, you work on your internal self, the consequence of that will be super productive in less number of hours. People are taking much longer to do something that they could have done in much shorter amount of time because they're distracted, they're not focused, they're not together internally.
What you're saying is very simple, but it's not easy.
Absolutely.
So let's cut to the chase.
Sure.
Give it all to our viewers. A few practical solutions to continue to focus on oneself and not be distracted by the noise that there are. Some practical solutions.
Correct. Number one, start taking an inventory regularly.
Okay.
Don't just go with the flow. If you're not even paying attention to, if you're not even cognizant, if you're not even identifying those areas, you're not going to work on them. So first identify that I need to work on this. Understand that this is a priority. Step two is regularly take time out. If you don't take a break, you're simply leading to a breakdown. Okay. A break is going to help you get to a breakthrough, but a lack of break is going to get you to a breakdown. If you have ever read the book The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, it's a guy who's been working, achieving, putting his 200% and gets a cardiac arrest at a young age in the courtroom. What is it all about? You've achieved everything and you're a massive failure because you couldn't work on your life. So two is take a break. Now you might say, man, I'm really busy. How am I going to take a break? Which basically means you've not got it right. If you can't take a break, you're leading to a breakdown. Prioritize that break so you can achieve a breakthrough.
Yeah.
I know breaks are not easy. Even me, my life is 150 to 200, sometimes 250 flights a year.
Exactly.
That's how much I travel. How do you take a break? I've learned the art of unwinding on the go.
How do you do that?
You have to do it on the go. Prioritize it. Listen to your favorite music. Read your favorite book. Eat your favorite food. You know, meditate while you're on the go. Sit there. Unwind yourself. Learn the art of cutting off from the surroundings while you're sitting in the car driving back home. You're sitting on a 17 hours flight to New York. You know, what are you going to do all those 17 hours? Learn the art of cutting off from the surroundings and going within. I do that.
So you spoke about, the monk who sold his Ferrari. You seem to be a guy who's got it all sorted. You don't seem like a person who's cut out of a rational sadhu mold. Mm-hmm. You chose to take this profession up. So if I can call it a profession or a vocation, so to say. So what did you analyze in that arena? What would work? What would not work?
Sure.
And how did you get to where you are?
Yeah, I believe that the seven greatest, I would say the seven words which are the greatest enemy of growth and progress in any field, including what I'm doing, are, we have always done it this way. Nokia thought we've always done it this way. They are out. Blockbuster thought they've always done it this way. Netflix threw them out. If I as a monk thought that we have always done it this way, the monks in the past have always spoken this way, they've always been this way, well, I would be out as well. My not wanting to be out was not because I wanted to be the center. My not wanting to be out was so that I can reach out to people and help make a difference in their lives. So obviously I had to change with times. Obviously I had to change my jargon. Obviously I had to bring in a punch of a bit of humor in there. Obviously I would have to speak lines which will resonate with people. It's like, I hate using the word, but it's like saying old wine in a new bottle.
Right.
Principles never change. Values never change. Knowledge and wisdom doesn't change. But how you bring it to people, that certainly can change. And I believe that's what's resonated with people. It's not that I'm saying anything new. It's the same wisdom, the same knowledge. Many people are speaking it. But just the way you package it. So Nokia failed in packaging themselves rightly, coming into digital photography. Right. Blockbuster denied when Netflix approached them. They're out. And if I think I don't change, I don't keep up with the times, well, I'm outdated. If you're not updated, you're outdated. Whether it's spirituality or the industry out there, it doesn't matter.
It's absolutely true. You know, you speak to a lot of the corporates. Spiritual quotient, that is something which is lacking in across the corporate fraternity right now. Could you give us an example of how spiritual quotient in a corporate company led the company to a lot of success?
Yes. I think when we are talking about a spiritual quotient, the word mindfulness is a big thing in the world today. Mm-hmm. I was in San Francisco and I was invited to speak at Salesforce.
Okay.
And Mark Benioff, one of the things he's done at Salesforce is he has prioritized mindfulness for every single employee. Every single floor of their headquarters in Salesforce has a mindfulness zone. People can go there, practice mindfulness. In fact, every year they have this conference called Dreamforce in the month of November. About 200,000 American top-notch professionals come for the conference. And in that 4 to 5 days conference, the last day is a mindfulness day, where they invite people who can speak to these professionals so that they can learn the art of internally connecting, stabilizing their minds, because even Mark Benioff realized that when people are together, the output is much greater than when they're just distracted and lost. So the paycheck is never an issue. But if you cut corners, the organization never grows. So I think, yes, even in terms of profitability and organizational growth, spirituality does make a difference because it gives a person good character, integrity, a certain values, where a person contributes the most.
CNBC TV18 Weekender, only on CNBC TV18.